Insane guest today, Dennis Yu, digital marketing guru. Dennis, let you introduce yourself.
Oh, guru. You know why they call people gurus?
I don't.
Because they can't spell charlatan.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it's a pleasure to have
I'm just
him.
a search engine engineer.
Yeah.
I'm just a data math guy.
Cool. Well, it's a pleasure to have him. Here we try and get whoever is doing something substantial in the entrepreneurial world and who's making an impact, and it's a pleasure to have Dennis with us today. So, got some good questions, got some good stuff we'll discuss. It's a pleasure to have you. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you, Sam. It's an honor.
Well, let's start super basic. Just give everyone a rundown of who you are, what you do. Something super simple.
In the late 1900s, I helped build Yahoo as a search engine engineer. And we had to process lots of log files, so big that no commercial database could handle them. And if I gave you those files, if you were to steal them, you couldn't even open them. So if you can imagine all the queries that people were doing, we had to figure out what was their intent and then give them something back. And this is before the days of mobile phones. This is before there was social media. It was just web pages. So we had to index web pages, and then people would make a query. And then we started to build properties like Yahoo Mail and shopping and sports and finance and apps that you required a user to log in. Because if you have a search engine, someone does a search, you just return the result. You don't need to know who they are.
Right.
But if you're logging into Sam's mail and I'm logging to my mail, we have to set up a user cookie and a browser cookie and maintain information in that session and maintain information about you as a user and other kinds of things that track a user's state instead of just a hit. So you can imagine as Yahoo was getting more and more complex, there were more things that we were adding. We added a dating site, we added horoscopes, we added small business, you could build a domain, you could do all these different things. So there was more and more complexity. And my job in analytics was to bring all that data together across the whole platform.
Crazy. So,
A lot of fun.
Yeah. So the way you describe your career, correct me if I'm wrong, is you basically made everything that we know today.
No, I'm not outdoor. I didn't invent the internet. I'm just the guy behind the scenes with the data. And wherever there's been a lot of data, like I worked at American Airlines, that was even further back, and that was the world's largest data system.
Right.
And then the internet came and that became even bigger. So I naturally went there. And now there's all this social media and AI stuff. So I'm there too, wherever the most data is where I like to play. Yeah.
Cool. Super cool. So something that a lot of people that are young entrepreneurs kind of battle with is what they really like to do, what they think they're passionate about, and what's hot right now. So being in your position and with the experience that you have, how would you say someone who's a young entrepreneur should sort of battle with the intersection of those three things, passion, what they think they're good at?
Well, we just look at you. If you're a young adult, you should see what Sam's doing. And if you're not really sure, then do this. Go to ChatGPT, and if you've had a lot of conversations, it's learned from you over time, right? Because it's increased the context window and the memory, and say, hey, ChatGPT, you know me, don't glaze me, don't sugarcoat this thing. What do you think my unique advantage is? What do you think I really care about? What are things that you know about me that I probably don't know about myself? And based on that, what's the intersection of where I have unique talent and interest, where that creates market value, where there's a differentiable advantage, so it's not like 1,000 people offering the same thing on Fiverr, right? Where do you think that intersection is? And if you need any more information from me, please go ahead and ask. And please do not just be a compliment god and tell me how awesome I am, because I want you to help me. I want you to be direct, turn off all of the emotional empathizing so that we can have a frank conversation and you can help me find my why and tie that to a commercial interest that helps me make money and also expand my vision to be able to help more people in a certain way. And so that whole thing, people call that a prompt, right? It's not like 3 words you type into the search engine.
I was just going to say, if you guys need a prompt, just pre-record this, then put that in
you could. I
ChatGPT.
literally have hours and hours where we sit down with people and I interview them, and then I take that and I translate like what you like to do and what your strengths are, and I translate that to ChatGPT, and I'm sort of like I don't know, bilingual in a way, right? As an engineer, I understand like what the AI is kind of looking for, and then I'm trying to categorize what you're saying.
Interesting.
And so if you're an adult, you can literally ask ChatGPT, say, look, I just finished my mission. I need to generate a stable income because I'm getting married in a month or something like that. What should I do? And I don't even know what question to ask. Help me, tell me the questions I should be asking you. And ChatGPT or whatever your favorite tool is will actually help you do that. See, a lot of people think of a search engine as like, okay, how do I do this thing? And they have a perfectly formulated question.
Right.
Imagine you say like, look, I have this issue. I don't even know what the questions are to ask. I don't even know how to approach solving this particular issue I have. Help me by, guide me along the way so I can ask you the right questions so that we can together achieve this goal. And when you start thinking that way, that's when you unlock the power of AI, because you get to the things that are your weak spots, or a lot of people have these blind spots or things that they don't know about themselves.
Right.
And that's where you start to uncover really interesting things.
So what you're saying is for people that are young entrepreneurs, they should utilize the gift of AI to optimize themselves and their careers.
Have you seen connectors in ChatGPT and in Gemini, which is Google's?
I haven't.
So you can connect your Gmail. You can connect your Google Photos. You can connect your Dropbox, your Box, your calendar. So I've done it both in Gemini and in ChatGPT, and I will say, okay, I have a meeting tomorrow. Like I have a meeting tomorrow with a big fitness chain, and they're considering some proposals on what they want to do with AI. And I've talked with their founder and a friend of mine who I've known for 15 years, who's the top guy in the fitness industry. And I said, go look at all of the conversations I've had with Matthew Janusek and Midtown Fitness and tell me what you think I should be prepared to talk about. Tell me what you think they need. Tell me, this or that. Right. And it remembers all these things. And when we were sitting on the couch earlier today, I have my Google Photos, so I use Gemini, which is their ChatGPT, which is integrated in Google Photos, and I said, tell me how many countries have I been to just in the last 5 years? And it goes, Dennis, you've been to 53 countries and there's 8,752 photos. Okay, cool. Of all those moments, what do you think were the most interesting ones? Well, it was when you and Curtis were in New Zealand and you were doing bungee jumping from the world's highest bungee, which is an 8-second free fall where you have to yell twice. It takes such a long time when you fall down, right? And I said, well, that's a good one. What else? Oh, when you're doing ice climbing in Iceland and going inside the glaciers. And then there's this one, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember doing that. So imagine you give this thing access to your mail, to your photos, maybe even your bank account, right? Other things like that, and you say, help me analyze. And it's like a sidekick brain.
I've had to do that for my budget.
Yeah.
It's really smart. Just give it all the criteria and it'll make it for you.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears a little bit, because I think there's something that when I look at your career and what you've done is really interesting, is you've been able to capitalize, and you got in really early on some things that are really monumental in this digital space, in tech space. So for people that are young entrepreneurs, like 18 to 27, 20, whatever it is, that we clarify as young.
Yeah.
One of the biggest problems I think that they face is getting connected with people who can help optimize their career and take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So, they might not have opportunities like this where I've been able to meet you. How would you say they should roll their careers forward to get connected with the right people?
Well, first, go to the previous question on what is your ikigai, which is what you meant, the intersection of what you like to do, how you make money, and that kind of thing, to determine your why, and then find people who have done the thing that you want to do. So let's say, for example, one of your 5 projects is to start a SaaS in health or something like that, right? Well, who else has already done that? Then you probably follow them on YouTube or Instagram or whatnot. Reach out to them and say, I'd love to have you on my podcast, and I'd love to ask you questions about how you did this, this, and this. And they say, well, I'd be honored to, right? So the prerequisite is you need to know very specifically what your goal is. And it better not be, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to make $1 million. No, it has to be something very specific, because you find someone else who has done that specific thing, right? So earlier today, we met Jeremy, who has the Murphy door, Murphy bed, and Murphy ladders, and all that kind of stuff. And most people, when they're in a room and someone important is giving the talk, they're just shy and afraid. But you and I, we went up and we took some pictures with him.
Talked to him, it was great.
And showed him some interesting things. Then we exchanged cell phone numbers. Then he tagged me on Instagram. Yeah, we're going to help him claim his knowledge panel because he's not Googleable, which is kind of a flex to show I have a bigger personal brand than he does. But the thing is, just like he said, how do we create value? So he's doing a lot of cool things that I admire, and some of those things I want to be able to mirror. So think about people that you admire. And there's different aspects of what they've done, and imagine you can just pick and choose the different things from them, and then you actually reach out to them. And I've talked to a lot of people like you, Sam, and like, oh, I could never reach out to Jeremy or whoever it is. Well, have you tried? No, they would never say yes to me. I'm just a 21-year-old kid.
Yeah, 100% would. I've done it. Maybe not to Jeremy, but
we
other
had
people.
But who, like Stu, whoever it is, like these other people. I mean, not Elon Musk or Donald Trump, but like people, you know, a level below that.
Right.
They almost always say yes. Like Jeremy, you've never met him before, right?
Never.
Neither have I, right? But now that we're connected in text, we're going to do this little project together, which is going to be super easy. I'm trying to set up a softball win for you.
Cool.
Right? And because I'm playing this chess game multiple steps ahead.
Right.
So we're going to create a big win for him. Well, in his mind, it's going to be a big win.
Huge.
We're going to get him what's called a Google Knowledge Panel. So when you search his name, right now it's just like other random stuff. But because of what we're doing, he's going to get Google verified, and then the results are going to become better and better until it looks like my stuff, where you get all the colored boxes.
Yeah,
and
give a
that kind
description of what he does, his socials.
And then he's going to
everything.
say, wow, you guys are like magicians. Like, how do you do all this stuff? And yeah, we're using all these AI tools to organize your bio and all the companies you're involved with and the masterminds you speak at and who you're connected to. And we use the AI to do all this. And it looks like a lot of work, but it's really easy because you just talk to the AI, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to do this for him and connect all these things together. So when people ask ChatGPT, and I did this today just to test it, and I took a screenshot because I'm going to show him that screenshot in a month from now. So, you know, what is Jeremy and what's his story with Murphy Door? And it's like, okay, here's some information about him, right? But then if we ask in a month from now, after we've done our stuff, it's going to give a much better answer, right? It's going to, as more information, it's all tied together. So once we've done that for him for free, right? Did all this stuff. He only had to give us 20 minutes of his time, and we did all this work. Then you ask, imagine Sam, you ask him, hey, Jeremy, I'd love to have you on my podcast. What do you say? Do you think he'll say yes?
100%, without a doubt.
Right. And that's simply just giving value first, right?
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, it's that, and this works with almost anybody, as long as they're a good person and, you know, they believe in mentorship, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. So you guys got it. You know what you have to do if you're a young entrepreneur, if you want to level up, take your career to the next level. Dennis is the guy with the answers. You got to listen to him. And seriously, that prompt that he gave at the beginning, record that, put it in ChatGPT. I guarantee it'll work. Anyways, Dennis, I appreciate you having on. This has been awesome. It's been really
Awesome,
fun
Sam.
getting to meet you, learn more about your career and what you've done to help a lot of people.
It's an honor.
Impact.
Yeah, you got me in your corner.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, we'll see you guys.
All right, you want to give some advice on what is this about? How do we process it? And
Yeah, let's do it. So, mini podcast. We're starting out. Dennis Yu, it's awesome. He's helped me a ton this weekend. How we want to use this is sort of as a foot in the door, the way I see it. Dennis, you have a huge platform and you know a lot of people, and yeah, it's a little bit of a softball launch for sure. And so we're going to use this to get in the door with other people and start to create a little bit of a personal brand for myself and help Dennis market himself as well.
So we're going to create your personal brand website.
Right.
Because when I Googled you, there was some girl that's Sam McLeod. You
Oh,
know
shoot.
that?
I
You
didn't
Google
know
your name.
that.
You see, there's all these other Sam McLeods. I didn't realize it was like that common of a name.
Yeah.
And so when you say you have a podcast or when you invite other people to be on your podcast, you kind of have to already have at least
You
one
have to be
episode
legit,
there, right? Because then they're going to Google you and see, like, oh, you have a podcast? Oh, let me see.
And
Right?
it's
They're going to
Dennis
Google
Yu
you.
that pulls up,
And then, oh, there's all this. Oh, well, oh, wow, he's actually done. Oh, look at all these people that he's done stuff with, right? So I'm happy to be your guinea pig to do the first one, because we're going to take this video and run it through our whole process, which is what we call the content factory, and put it on YouTube and write an article. And we're going to put those articles on some websites that I control that happen to have a lot of SEO power, as much as major media sites that will link to you, that then Google says, oh, well, if this major media site's linking to sammcleod.com, then this site is being voted for. And that's kind of how the whole Google link juice SEO thing works. Right. And then we will build out your personal brand website according to things that, you know, I interviewed you earlier and asked you questions about yourself, and then we're going to tie in the things that you care about, the people that you've spent time with, the folks that show that you're an entrepreneur that's using AI tools, what your values are, like, you know, family and marriage and like all of these things, and all that stuff, not just because you said it, but because we can find proof associated with that. And so that will all intersect in your personal brand website. And the podcast is one thing that just like really reinforces who you are as a personal brand. Then any company that you have or any company that you work with, or being associated with Jeremy, all of those things, his brand reinforces your brand helps his brand, right? And it creates this mutual benefit, which is fantastic, which is really the power of collaboration, social media, podcasts, that kind of thing. And then people will Google you, they'll see all this stuff, and you say, hey, I'd love to have you on my podcast. And then they see, for example, the episode with you and I, and like, wow, like Sam actually has a whole team and does it all professionally. And it's like this, like, yeah, I'd love to be on his podcast. Like this guy is taking it seriously and it ranks. And then you start to have a few people. Let's say you do something in health because your dad's a chiropractor and you understand about taking data and using AI and making smart recommendations based on people's blood work and all that kind of stuff. Well, as you start to interview these other people, when you Google those guest names that were on your podcast, you'll rank at the top for their name, ahead of their LinkedIn, ahead of their company site, ahead of their Instagram and Facebook, and other people will be like, whoa, being on Sam's podcast is powerful because that's enough. Like he ranks on everyone's name. How is he able to do that? And they'll come and ask you, how'd you do that? And you'll say, oh, well, it's because, it's building the network and honoring other people. And in the podcast, all I do, I don't have to be an expert. I'm just honoring other people and asking them questions just like a real journalist would, right? And then you teach by example. And then the other Sam McLeods will learn from your example.
Sweet.
And they'll use the same process we have. We keep improving the tools so everyone gets to use these tools that we've been building, right?
Sweet. There you go.
And practice what we preach. So there you go. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you this unless I have personally done it myself.
Right.
Like you can't be a mentor unless you've done the thing. Like I ran D1 track, so I know a little something about that. Right?
Yes,
yeah, I know like random drug tests. I understand all the stuff. Working with the trainer and getting free shoes from Adidas. Like I understand all that stuff. Yeah. Sweet. So there you go. You have some context now on how to help Sam with his personal brand.
Thanks for the help. Appreciate it.
Okay.
So, I guess
it was recording, right?
Yeah.